Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. But now let's have a surprise. Let's have a dream which isn't under control.
Let's suppose I had a dream, and in the dream I was free. If I wanna be free, then I have to be me. No, not the me you think I should be, but the me that is free from you judging me. So I'll be the me I'm ready to be, the me that comes so naturally, the freest of free, the meest of me. This is who I am, and this is who I be. Let's suppose I had a dream, and in the dream I was free. Dream, 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 dream. Ring-a-ding-ding, self-care fans, and welcome to the Jimmy by the Bridge Emporium. I'm your podcast host, Jimmy McLean, so get those gratitudes out because we have some intentions to launch. Yeah! That's... Ooh, did you hear the emotion get trapped in my throat? Oh my goodness, I got emotional on the first rip. Classic Jimmy. Wah, wah, wah. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Jimmy by the Bridge, where we're building the bridge between mind, body, and spirit. We got to rip around the earbuds for you folks. So you're going to want to stay tuned, stick around, and get those notepads out because we're going to be providing tools. We're going to be providing opportunities for you guys to get in on the game. That's right, guys, and we're going to have a little bit of fun doing it. This podcast brought to you by Nooks and Crannies. As we have the snow beating down upon us yet again this winter, and we find ourselves yearning and burning for the sun, be sure when that vitamin D is available to get it all up in your nooks and crannies. That's right, folks, nooks and crannies. That's right, guys, you're going to want to bump into a friend on the dance floor and get those nooks and crannies filled with all that good vitamin D. All right, and welcome back. And thanking you so much for staying tuned. Understanding that your time is so precious and valuable, and that you would allow this to enter your head. I'm grateful. Speaking of grateful, gratitudes. Speaking of gratitudes, I got a few. As I stand here before us here today, there's a gratitude that comes to mind, and it's this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for my sobriety from alcohol. Thank you so much. I am so grateful to have figured out a way to not have to drink. Because I'll tell you what, folks, that might have been one of the biggest keys to my change and to the person who I've become. And that was getting my mind cleared and figuring out alcohol, bad. Jimmy without alcohol, good. So grateful for that. I'm so grateful to be 42 years old and have enthusiasm like a young person because I'm discovering new things all the time. I am so grateful for what seems to be never-ending energies when it comes to learning about self, when it comes to sharing stories about overcoming, mostly my own nonsense, by the way, but overcoming, getting on the other side of healing. I'm so grateful to be in a position where when I'm in and around people I care about and I start to get a whiff of some symptoms, that I go into share mode and vulnerability mode, and I start telling them about stuff that this particular thing reminds me of in myself and in my journey. And usually, not every time, folks, but usually, because of that vulnerability up front, there's a nice conversation that takes place. And I usually get to listen in the latter half. I'm really grateful for that. It turns out that serves me. It turns out that those conversations have led me to where I'm currently standing today. And that those times I took a moment to be present with somebody else for whatever reason and felt compelled to share and to listen. I am so absolutely grateful. There's a power and a surge and an energy that comes through that I feel when I step into the gratitude portal. When I really just say, I'm going to say gratitude and then let my mind wander about what it is that I'm grateful for. Sometimes it's big stuff and sometimes it's like the tiniest little things. And I'm going to start saying them out loud again. I used to write them down quite a bit. Now I kind of just take some time in my mind to do it, but The power that comes from within when you share some gratitudes, and usually it starts with yourself, folks. The old stop and smell the roses. What are you doing when you stop and smell the roses? Enjoying a present moment. Gratitude. Grateful for that present moment, that beautiful whiff, that beautiful sight of a blossomed flower. I mean, I'm being literal with the whole stop and smell the roses, but I think you guys know where I'm going with this. So I just wanted to share a few gratitudes here today as we get this episode underway, as we're deep into the episode and as we continue with this episode. That's right, folks. I just said episode 3 times. I'm going to say it a lot more. You send an email. Jimmy by the Bridge, JimmyByTheBridge @gmail.com. Tell me what to stop saying. Tell me what to start saying. If you email me, boy, oh boy, you go right onto the VIP list, right off the hop, folks. Hit me with one of those emails. I'd be grateful. What are you grateful for, folks? Give you some gratitudes. So that's right, folks. Today's episode is brought to you by Highly Sensitive People. Where are my HSPs at? Were you like me as a kid in school? Either your desk was next to the teachers facing the rest of the class, or you were in the hall. Whatever it was, or whatever it is, we're celebrating you. Guys, we're not kidding around, because I believe you're the artists, you're the creators, you're the ones who tend to make something cool that wasn't perceived as such in your social circles. Likely because they saw how much you enjoyed it and how much fun you could have with it seemingly out of nowhere. That's right, folks. I'm a highly sensitive person, have been my whole life. They've been telling me to turn it down. Well, finally, folks, I'm in a position where we can turn it on up. That's right, guys. Let's turn it up. Let's turn it up. That's what I'm into, guys. It's turning it up. So why don't you guys send an email on over to JimmyByTheBridge @gmail.com with your HSP situation so we can share those tools and help build those bridges. That's right, guys. I'm trying to create some consistency in a format, and I have no idea what I'm doing. But I've been around the block a little bit. I got a head full of gray hairs, man. Some people say that's wisdom. I'm not so sure. But what I do have is a ton of experience to draw from. Most recently, my experience as the in-game host for the Belleville Senators has taught me if I show up and I do the thing over and over again, each time is going to get better than the last. And after a couple of rips around the old podcast, Jimmy Boy over here is going to have likely a seemingly decent format where it's not just me rambling my, whatever it is I'm thinking that particular day, maybe some intentions following through, because I got so much to say and I'm so excited to say it that it's all just going to come pouring out of me at once. And that's not what we do here to convey a message, folks. We got to tone it down. We got to be able to slow it down. We have to be able to say things that resonate with those who are listening. Now, I've had a bunch of micro moments in the last 3 years here out in the Bay of Quinte where I've been able to engage with people of all shapes, sizes, creeds, and colors. And I've had just with these wonderful things. And so I want to just keep going it because, guys, if you've had a chance to talk with Jimbo Jones over here, you're going to come to understand that there's a bit of a journey going on here. There's a bit of a story. And that the reason why I'm always happy and singing and dancing, got that good energy, well, it's because for so long I didn't. For so long I didn't. I am on the other side of healing, folks. This year it'll be 7 years sober from alcohol. Wozers, been depressed probably my whole life, probably clinically still am. It's waiting for me. But I got the tools here now. We got some routines, we got some rituals, we got some structure, we have some core values, we have some beliefs. We've learned about nutrition. We've surrounded ourselves with people who build us up, not pull us down. And boy, oh boy, we're having some fun out here. And like, the more people I talk to, the more I come to understand that like those are typically the intentions with those around me. But for whatever reason, they haven't been able to put it together and put it together the way they like, or this, that, and the other. Come on, guys, we always got something we wish we could be better at. I don't know about you, I got a head full of ADHD too. I can fall into some circular thoughts that'll just tear me down. And it's all in my own head. That's why I started talking out loud. It's why I got 2 cats, so my neighbors didn't think I was crazy. Because I am. For me. I mean, I seem to be doing okay as an adult here on planet Earth, but I'm a Looney Tune. But I got a particular recipe that works. And guys, I'm here to tell you, if you got a recipe that is seemingly cuckoo to anybody else other than yourself, who gives a rip? Who gives a rip? Does it hurt them? Are you out there hurting people? Are you out there taking advantage and manipulating? No? Then who gives a rip? Figure out what works for you and lean into it. I mean, that's what being authentic is all about, isn't it? Knowing yourself? I don't know, guys. I'm just starting to figure it out. But I run high on caffeine. So I'm caffeinated and motivated, and I love to rip my mouth apart, and that means talk, folks. I have so many different words that mean the same thing, and I like to use as many of them as possible. You're going to learn about all of that and so much more as we go down this journey together. Now, is anybody still there? I don't even know. Who cares? This is not for you. This is for me, I think. I've been toiling around with an idea like this for a couple of years now. And I finally got the courage and the guts and the money to buy some tools to make it all happen. So why not? Plus, I got some stuff to talk about. And guys, we're going to be moving and shaking here in the Bay of Quinte, Belleville specific, over the next little while. That's right, folks. I am Jimmy McLean. I am the in-game host for the Belleville Senators. I've recently been acquired by Gift from the Heart charity. I'm going to be coming at the community as a community event coordinator. That's right, guys. Let's spread some awareness. Let's get those who can't otherwise some dental care. I got some stories to tell you about my mouth, and it's going to be difficult because I'm going to try and run the mouth the whole time. Stay tuned, folks. How will he do it? Who knows? Who cares? I mean, I care, but like, who knows? You know? Who knows? Let's change the tunes. Let's change the tempo. Oh, yeah. Bring in the noise. Bring in the funk. Bring in the good times. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jimmy. This is the Jimmy by the Bridge podcast, and we're coming at you live from the Jimmy by the Bridge Emporium, where I got so many doodads, doohickeys, thingamabobbers, bright lights, and shiny things to keep you busy while you wait. That's right, folks. Come on over to the Jimmy by the Bridge Emporium, where we're discussing all kinds of wonderful things in all kinds of wonderful ways. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be hitting you in the ones and twos. We're going to be hitting you in your mind's eye. We're going to be hitting you with that good information every which way. And that's right, guys, there's another bonus. Have I told you? This apartment is full right now. We got a studio audience here. Guys, simmer down now. One at a time in the bathroom. No pairsies. No pairsies. We're not doing any of that in here now. This ain't the nightclub. You know what I mean, guys? All right, folks, let's go here now. Whoa. Everybody slow down here. Don't knock over the record player. All right, this podcast brought to you by Nooks and Crannies. That's right, folks. As we descend on into the winter months, it is so important and imperative that we get that vitamin D all up in our nooks and crannies. We're talking about mental health, and you need vitamin D to stay strong, folks. That's right. We'll be right back with the next episode, next segment. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. And welcome back, guys. We couldn't be more happy to have you back on this segment where we're taking your calls. That's right, folks. We want you guys to give us a call. 416-303-3374. Give us a ring-a-ding-ding. Or send us an email, JIMMYBYTHEBRIDGE, or jimmybythebridge@gmail.com. Send in those questions. Send in those stories. We want to be sharing the tools to help build the bridges between body, mind, and spirit. Now, I'm going to go ahead and initiate my first call in, guys. We have a call in. Caller, are you there? No. Caller, you're calling in. Wait a second. How did this have a three-way call? Was it star 71? You guys remember star 71? Hello? Caller, you there? Hi, this is Frank. I'm calling for Jimmy by the Bridge. Yeah, Frank, you got Jimmy on the line now. What can I do for you, friend? Hey, listen, I've been, first of all, first-time caller, long-time listener. Could be more proud of you, Jimmy. You're doing a great service here to the community, especially to us dudes. Listen, I just got finished hauling some lumber here by the Home Depot, and I got to ask you, every time I see you, you got a little pep in your step, a little pop in your hop, a little glide in your stride. How do you keep that skin so young, so fresh, so wonderful? Well, Frank, first and foremost, thank you for those kind words. You sound like a lovely gentleman, a smart fella, and I'm so happy that you were able to reach out and ask for some help. And you know what, guys? Listen, when it comes to self-care, first and foremost, the answer is always water. The answer for me is always water. You want to be drinking as much water as possible to the point where your tum-tum hurts. That's right, guys. I don't know how many times I've been having a pain and ache, a situation, and I've asked myself, what could I do to feel better? And the answer is water. So start with that, folks. But once you've gotten past that level, there are so many things that you can be doing, and don't just take it from me. Find out for yourself. But if you're interested in what it is that I do, let me tell you. There's a spa out in Napanee. It's called A Touch of Wellness. And I'll tell you what, folks. When I'm looking for a touch of wellness, I reach for a handful of Aveda products. That's right, guys. I'm an Aveda boy. I have been turned on to an elite line of products that are unbelievable. And I'm not kidding you, folks. This stuff is all natural. It's. I think you can eat it. It's vegetarian. That's not true. But we're talking about all natural products here, from the earth here now, folks. No chemicals. I got dish pan hands. I do a lot of dishes here at Flossie Sandwich Parlor. Have for years now, and I am always afflicted with nicks, cuts, scrapes, and such. It turns out the easiest way to combat dish pan hands is moisturizing your hands, folks. And they got some hand relief like no other here at the Aveda line. That's right, guys. It's called Hand Relief. It's their hand cream. And it's a little pricey, but here's the deal, though. You don't need much, and it lasts so much longer than the other products that are available at the big box stores, let me tell you what. And this is serious stuff, folks. You guys know I take this stuff serious here now. So that's the hand cream. Now, Frank, you still there? Jimmy, I'm got my notepad. I'm taking notes diligently here, but you're rambling. Sorry about that, Frank. I just enjoy my present moments. I'm a bit of a wordsmith here and a bit of an orator. And by the way, this is for me. I'm having a rip, so I appreciate your cooperation like a fine brazier. I appreciate your continued support. And from what I'm to understand, ladies, it's all about that underwire. Am I right? All right. But back to the self-care, guys. How do I keep this skin so soft, supple, and elasticity? It's Aveda Care products. That's right, guys. The mask. They got this stuff that you put under your eyes. It's got caffeine in it, and it like percolates the skin. It's a situation like no other. And you guys know I run high on the caffeine. I ride the bean hard. I stay caffeinated and motivated. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You know me. Caffeine hit me with that good stuff. That's right, guys. So anyways, Frank, I want to thank you so much for being my first caller here on the show. Jimmy, I couldn't be more proud to be your first caller. Listen, I'm gonna hang up and listen to the rest of the show. You have a rip out there. Now, Frank, I really appreciate that. You have a rip out there. No, you have a rip, Jimmy. Now, Frank, nothing I like more than that no you hang up energy, but seriously, I'm going to have to ask you to hang up. Jimmy, press the button and disconnect the call. All right, we're going to go ahead and disconnect that call, folks. All right, coming up next on the episode, who knows what? Stick around and find out, won't you? That's right. Stick around. We're taking your calls. 416-303-3374. That's right. That's my real phone number, guys. I don't give a rip. Who's listening? Anybody? I doubt it. Nah, don't worry about it. I got friends. I got friends in all the high places. You know what I'm saying, folks? And we listen to records sometimes. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, guys. We got a live studio audience coming up next on the episode. Who knows what? Well, let's have a rip. All right, guys. Take care now. Bye-bye. All right, guys. That's Bill Withers. Lovely day. And aren't we having a lovely day here at the Emporium? You bet your sweet batootie we are. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Your sweet batootie. We are having a lovely day as we descend on into the end. That's right, guys. We're going to descend on into the end. You know I love stuff that rhymes. I want to say thank you so much if you happen to be around here now listening to these words. Perhaps you accidentally skipped to the end and this is where you landed. Well, hey, man, that's a pretty interesting coincidence, if you don't mind me saying so. But perhaps that's what was always meant to be. Deep thoughts. All right, guys, I want to thank you again. I want to let you know that I am working diligently on making this a little bit more succinct with some format. Obviously, the idea here is that I'm going to be having some conversations with some people about particular subject matters and then throw in the wacky kind of morning show, Jimmy by the Bridge energy that we all know and love, or will get to know and love, hopefully. Fingers crossed. But that's it, folks. Thanks so much for another wonderful evening, afternoon, or good morning. All depends on which part of the Truman Show you're watching right now. That's right, guys. This episode brought to you by The Truman Show, starring Jim Carrey. Good rip back in the late 90s. Still speaks volumes to me to this very day. The Truman Show. All right, guys. Bye.